Hope y'all had an amazing Christmas because we are back and ready to go. On today's episode, we're going to talk about DeMar DeRozan's comments, talking about how he's pleased with how the Bulls have played recently. And then we're going to look into tonight's game versus the Hawks. Y'all already know we go talk about it. But you got to hear the music first. Cognac. Gang. Shy Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I'm with my dog CDubb. How you doing, boy?
Man, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. I hope y'all had a great one, bro.
For sure. If you're tuning in with us, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that noti bell as well. CDubb, the last time we seen the Chicago Bulls was before Christmas Eve, and they took a L to the Cavs in the game where Max Strus went off. But DeMar DeRozan came out and still talk about how he been liking how the Bulls been approaching games lately. The man said we've been resilient. The first part of the season, there was a lot of emotion, a lot of frustration. We dug ourselves out of that hole and found the positivity to lean on, kind of thrust ourselves towards the right direction. He went on to say we have to continue to do that, understanding that the last few weeks we've been playing together, playing amazing. Positive energy, everything has been there. We just need to come back and feed that. This man said some crazy stuff. Understand that we could go into the new year with a whole different type of outlook for this team. CDubb, what are you taking away from DeMar DeRozan's comments?
I hear a lot of optimism. I hear a lot of excitement in those comments. The Bulls have found a way that they can compete in this NBA, in this basketball league today. And I think that DeMar DeRozan is bought in. I didn't think he bought in right away, but throughout this little streak of great play, I ain't gonna call it, you call it great play. The great play that the Bulls been having, his mind has changed, and he want to be a part of this now.
Right.
So I appreciate it, and I expect a guy like DeMar DeRozan to come up with comments like that because he is a leader. He knows that some of his young players are going to see these comments, hear these comments, and it ain't gonna do nothing but instill some enthusiasm with them as well.
I agree with you. I believe that these comments just show that, hey, these guys believe that their season has taken a turn for the better. They still have ways to go. And just like he said, hey, if we continue to play like this and lean on that togetherness, that positivity, who knows what the outlook for the rest of the season can look like. We got some good games coming up, starting tonight with the Hawks. And if they take care of business, they continue to move up the ranks. Right now, if the playoffs started today, the Bulls would be in a play-in. Get another play-in. But I got to show love to DeMar DeRozan, man. I think one of the biggest things that, a lot of us don't give him credit for is the leadership. The leadership with the young players, the leadership amongst the team, within the organization, and how he carries himself day in and day out. So you got to show love in that regard, for sure.
Yeah, beautifully said, man. And I hope he really means what he says. I think he does. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's just not saying the cliche things, but I hope he means what he says, and they continue to grow and build a nice team here in Chicago because we deserve it.
Yeah, for sure. Because they definitely, man, 8 out of your last 12 games? That's pretty good. But you want to see the Bulls continue to do that, because if you start to fall a little bit, start to slip a little bit, it's going to be more tough conversations coming up after that. We want all positivity. I'm with it.
I'm with it. Yeah. They kind of stumbling and bumbling a little bit. They lost the last 2 out of 3. So let's get back on. Let's get back on the track and get us a win against a winnable game against the Atlanta Hawks.
Facts, because you got some favorable matchups. You got the Atlanta Hawks, then you got the Pacers, and then the Sixers. Ooh, so you got some games that you could be in, and some wins that you can start to rack up and things like that. Your schedule is all right. CDubb, listen to this schedule before we move on and talk about tonight's Hawks game. So tonight is with the Hawks. Then they got the Pacers. Then they got the Sixers twice. Then they got the Knicks, the Hornets twice, the Rockets, the Warriors, the Spurs again, and then the Cavs and like it's not a tough stretch. You know what I'm
It's
saying? There's some
yeah.
very, very winnable games in there. So the Bulls got to be on they P's and Q's for sure.
I think that's a nice checks mix of teams to play coming up. You
Facts.
got some tough ones in Philly. They're gonna be wanting some
Mm-hmm.
revenge. You got
Yep.
Indiana. They kind of free falling a little bit, but they can score the damn basketball. That's a
Yes,
for sure.
sir.
And then you
Mm-hmm.
got the easy cupcakes like Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
the Bears got to take it game by game and don't take any team for granted. And the Bulls will
Facts.
be okay. They'll be okay.
For sure. Y'all let us know your thoughts below when it comes to DeMar DeRozan's comments. But now, CDubb, tonight we facing uh the Atlanta Hawks. And my guy Trey Young has been on a tear these last few weeks or so. He's been doing his thing. What are some of the things that you're gonna be really, really concerned about, if any, when it comes to facing the Atlanta Hawks? Or some of the things you're gonna be looking for, probably be a better question.
Um, I kinda think with the addition of Jonte Murray, I thought the Atlanta Hawks would be better, but I thought they would figure out that point guard position, like who's going to be the primary ball handler, who's going to play off the ball. But I thought they was kind of like similar players. I know how Trey
Mhm.
Young is, and
Right.
how Jonte Murray is, but they like point guards. They need the ball most of the time. I still don't think it's working. They definitely gonna have to do something about that in the future. Trey Young is definitely he's on the mission these last couple of games. But I'm not worried about him because his daddy plays for the Chicago Bulls. And his name is Ayo Dosunmu. And
Bro.
I ain't talking in conjecture. It is what it is.
I feel you.
That's your pops, Ayo Dosunmu.
No,
So
bro.
I'm not fearing that too much. He does not have good games against Chicago Bulls, and that's just because of Ayo Dosunmu. The first one he has is gonna be the first one he ever had against us. Um, they do have they got Bogey out there. He always one of the Bulls killer. He's not like Yang and Max Strus, but he is a Bulls killer. Um, I just think we match it. It's a bad matchup for Atlanta Hawks. We are this new iteration of the Chicago Bulls with ball movement and smart play on the court. With IQ plays on the court, I just don't like this Atlanta Hawks team has constructed. I expect the Bulls to have a blowout this game, to tell you the
Oh,
truth.
I ain't even gonna be mad at it. I ain't mad at their prediction because CDubb, listen to this. In their last 11 games, the Atlanta Hawks have only won 3 games.
Yeah,
So they lost 8 of their
yeah,
last
bro.
11 games.
We
And
gonna
then those 11 games, Trey Young had 30. He has 30 points in 7 straight games.
mm,
Damn.
all
So
losses.
I mean, they got if you go into when he started his 30 points, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the last 7 games, he put up 30. They only won 3. So they 3-4 in their last 7 games where he doing it. So I guess they trying to, look a little bit better. But I think the biggest thing for me is that, hey, you pretty much gonna have to let him do what he gonna do because that's what he's gonna do. It's just gonna be one of them games where he gonna get off. The biggest thing I'm looking for the Chicago Bulls, don't allow the others to get off. Don't allow Bogey to come in. And then I believe that the Bulls showed a bad rebounded performance against the Cavs. They was getting killed on the boards. It was ridiculous. The offensive rebounders was in favor of the Cavs 15-5.
Yeah.
You can't allow that to happen. You can't look at the Atlanta Hawks record and say and think there's going to be a slouch. You got to come in locked in, ready to go. And Vooch is dealing with a little a thigh injury right now, the adductor muscle. That's a part of your thigh, ladies and gentlemen. So
Abductor.
you might get to see Andre Drummond start, maybe not. We shall see. He's had a couple days off. We shall see if Nikola Vucevic plays. What you think about all that?
Where did that come from? Where did he get injured? The last game?
Can't yeah, I guess so.
Oh, it had to be something excuse for his poor last couple games. This is something. I ain't even see him get injured. Okay. But I want to focus on Nick Vooch if he plays. If he plays. Nick Vooch has a problem with really physical centers that can intimidate him at times, like i.e. Joel
Mhm,
Embiid, even though he had a pretty good game against Joel Embiid, I would say. Um,
mhm.
so Capella is not the player that Joel Embiid is. He don't have all those crazy moves, but he will be physical. He will
Yeah.
go in there and grab rebounds. He will go in there and get offensive rebounds. He will go up right over you, Vooch. You know about Capella. He gonna run the flow. That's why I don't like this game for Vooch, because he run that flow. And then they got the other young kid coming off the bench who used to play with Lonzo Ball at Chino Hills. So yeah, just the only matchup I'm a little worried about is the center position, with Vooch versus their two bigs, Capella and the young kid. I think his name is Cockway or something like that.
Yeah.
So Vooch, we need a big game. If you ain't ready, let Andre Drummond come in, because I'm eager to see Adama. Don't you want to see Adama, Sanagu?
Yeah.
I want to
I'm
see him.
really anxious to see that. I
Yeah,
know that right now the Bulls got Nikola Vucevic listed as questionable. I think me honestly, with the size of Clint Capella, I would not be surprised to see Billy Donovan try to work that small ball lineup again. Like, we know Billy
yeah,
Donovan is good for it. And if Nikola Vucevic can't go or is not ready to go or not performing well against Clint Capella because he is a lob threat,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and it's solid on the rebounding, you're gonna have to do something. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls go to a small ball lineup again, against this team, just to see what they could do. And you right, it's about to be daddy daycare tonight. I'm just saying.
It's gonna be daddy daycare. You know, Io own this dude, man. Everybody in the NBA know it. Whoever a fan.
Rockabye
Bye,
baby on a treetop on, bro. For real.
Hey man, but I'm excited for Adamo, bro. I want to see Sanogo, bro, because his game ain't all flash and dash.
No, it's
He
just
just play basketball.
power,
Yep.
physicality, be physical and show power.
And
That's it.
I think once he get his shot, he ain't coming. He ain't going back. I don't think he going back once he get his shot. I ain't saying he finna
He
overtake
got a
Nick
little
Vooch.
shot. You just got to work on that consistency.
Yeah, but ain't no room. But I got to take that back because you got Drummond and Vooch. Unless Nick
Yeah,
Vooch is out for a significant of time, it's gonna be hard for him to see the lineup like that.
I'm
So,
with you on that.
but
I'm with you
I'm
on that.
eager to see him though.
Who early prediction? Who you think gonna be the player of the game?
I think I like this game to be Kobe White's game. Uh I think if he want to take the mantle of that leadership role, your team has lost 2 out of 3. I need you to go in here and think 30. I need to get 30 out here to lead my team. That's what a leader, that's what a I ain't trying to say comparing to Mike. That's what a Michael Jordan, what a Kobe White, what a Kobe Bryant, what a Steph Curry to do in a game like this. If we on the skid, I'm gonna show us the way early in this game and just go off. He did that early this last week. He just went
Mm-hmm.
off in the first quarter against the
That's that
76ers.
Texans, yeah.
Yeah, to keep us in that game. So I know it's possible. I think he needs to start early and do that shit often. Just go in attack mode.
I'm with you on that. I think that this is another point guard matchup for Kobe White that you want to see him be able to hold his own. I think the last one that I really wanted to see was him versus Tyrese Maxey. He held his own. He
Yeah.
did well. Now you're getting the guy that's coming up in here with high usage is with a Trey Young, who's gonna distribute the ball and try to shoot the lights out the gym. But I think that I'm with you. Kobe White has to rise up and say, "Look, I'm going off tonight."
Yeah.
They're not good. They ain't no good defending team,
No,
bro.
no.
They're
You got
not. So
they're
you
not.
should be able to get yours and help your basketball team win this game. We shall see, though. We
That
shall see.
There is no basketball team, listen to me, except for uh Allen Iverson 76ers that went to the championship, where you're gonna have a small guard under 6 feet and you're gonna be a great defensive team in this day and age. It is not gonna happen. You can't do it, especially with a guy like Trey Young, who's all offense, bro. And they hide him basically. So we gotta look for this mark, find who he's trying to guard because he ain't really
Right.
guarding, and attack his little ass. That's it.
Facts. You got anything left before we get up out of here?
Hey man, glad to be back, man. Me and my nephew, we finna get this thing pumping. Uh Man, make sure y'all get in tune for the membership. Shout out to Anton for being a member. You guys, we got announcements coming up for our new membership plan. When we get it together, we're gonna put that on wax, but we gotta make sure it's worth it for the game. Bro.
Facts. Y'all already know. Thank y'all for tuning in. And once again, I hope y'all all enjoyed your Christmas. I hope you got everything that you wanted and spend time with your loved ones. Thank y'all so much for y'all continued support. If you was just tuning in for the first time, make sure you subscribe here for all your latest Bulls content. We do mailbag episodes where we react to your voicemail and give our thoughts on it. That number is right there in the middle for you. The number is 773-242-9219. It's another episode of Shy Bulls Podcast. I'm Bobby. That's Dub. We're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
Cognac. Gang.